Hey there, YouTube hunters, Brad Goodspeed here. Sorry for the vertical alignment on this shot, but given the orientation of these costumes and how far I have to stand away from them, it was kind of the best angle. So just wanted to briefly talk to you guys about what's going on with me. Tomorrow is our big studio shoot. So our studio and field shoot, we're doing two different shoots in one day. So I've laid out all the costumes for our characters. Getting in preparation. So there's the costume for one of our characters. Her mask is over there. She's the one you've probably seen in a lot of the videos. Did a lot of additional work to this costume this year, including some latex and sort of a light dry brushing of paint and or of permablood and leather stain. Permablood looks great on a costume, but it doesn't look as great as permablood on top of latex. Permablood on top of latex gives it a much crustier, slimier feel, and it's in various places around this costume. Just gives it a nice look. I've got some jewelry for the character. This is a belt I made out of a cedar vine that I found on a hike the other day in the Rouge Valley that we're just going to cinch up around her waist. So that's one character. Next on the list is one I showed you the other day. This is with a leather apron and some clothes from the consignment store, aged up, latexed up in certain areas. Again, it gives you that really great greasy kind of look that dried gore would have, as opposed to just being a color sitting on top of the fabric. This is a new character that I showed you the mask for the other day. Ignore those shoulder pads. Those are just something that we may throw underneath the character's clothes. It's the mask that I showed you. This character's wearing a bunch of strange things like animal traps and leather harnesses and things like that around him. This is the only costume here that I did not make. My friend Loki, who you guys met the other night, made this one himself. That's his mask. I did make the mask, but he sewed this costume up himself. And it's more of the traditional mask and black robe kind of costume, but he looks pretty scary when he's in it. This is my wife's costume. She plays the only character in the haunt that's not all grimy and scary, because her character actually has a backstory in which she's supposed to be this kind of ghastly and alluring character who lures victims from their homes so that the other members of the Domovoy can finish them off. Here's the mask. I knew my wife, and I knew she'd want to look a little bit pretty while she was looking scary, so I put a few gems into her mask and things like that. Here's my costume, or part of it. The mask is that horned mask that you saw me work on throughout the year. This is fake fur with, again, latex and blood and stuff in the fur. Makes it look really nice and nasty. It's a long brown cloak that comes down off of that. And then tonight I just made myself some new gloves for this character. I took some leather, these were yellow leather gloves from Home Depot, and I applied leather stain and brown paint and latex and permablood, and so that's how those go. This is my tattered suit of one of my characters, the big muscly guy from last year's haunt. I permanently sewed in some of these leather straps and this scissor holder. I thought that was a nice touch. The sleeves are ripped off. Or one of the sleeves is ripped off, and the pants are hidden underneath under there, but they're very tattered as well. Lots of techniques from the 4-part or 3-part tutorial that that Steve's Haunted Yard posted from Midwest about haunt costume distressing. If no one's seen that, if anyone has not seen that, I should say, you should definitely check it out. And then this is our gas mask character. His mask is right there, hidden in the pocket, but he's wearing lots of old antique bags and leather straps and things like that that I found from antique dealers and things like that. And his costume is actually just a work garment from like a Mark's Worker House that I aged right up to look like old time military gear. So those are my costumes. The only other one is the costume of Harlan Pitfield, which went out tonight. The actor went and picked his costume up earlier tonight because he's meeting us at the location. So there are my costumes ready to go for tomorrow's shoot. It's going to be a really long day. Going to be a stressful day, but it'll also be fun. So that's my costume work for 2013. Glad to have it over with at least. Now I can start concentrating after this shoot on just strictly getting the haunted house done. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and happy haunting.